Welcome to the Playground, third episode of the Playground horror series. We have a player friend here with us.
Hello.
We have
Been a
another
while.
player that's gonna join. Uh, just gonna be a little bit late, but uh, I'm gonna recap. So last session, the peeps, kind of screwed around in, uh, like a freaking water park area. Got out of that place after interrogating a eel child. Uh, Went to the bedtime land and kind of screwed around there before uh, one of the characters happened to get a nightmare plague. They went cured that, and we kind of just ended on a cliffhanger where one of the characters just got caught by a bedtime attendant. That player actually happens to be not here. However, the player's bonded human happens to be here. Friend, that's you.
Oh, that's me. Oh,
You are
wait, she got a
bonded to
nightmare.
Lilith.
Why
You're.
did she get?
Oh no, Lilith didn't get. M's bonded human. It got
Oh,
nightmare. However, you were bonded to Lilith, and Lilith last episode got caught leaving a room after she grabbed a very powerful looking hammer by a daycare attendant. Uh,
okay. Wait,
and
can you explain what's been happening for the past like 2 sessions? We can
huh,
cut it out. I just don't understand any of this.
did you not read the recaps? There's
I'll go. I'll read them.
there,
I'm gonna go read them now.
there's a session recap thing.
I forgot about all these new pieces of red passion. You'll put them off water and then Okay, I'm good.
So
Um,
you understand what's happening now.
for the most part, yeah.
So you I'm gonna start. You wake up as like you wake up as you're falling and you hit the ground and see like you look over and see that your bounded imaginary has just been clocked in the side of the head by
Oh,
this really weird eyeball looking creature
okay,
that proceeds to look over at you and kind of just examine you.
okay. Can I like try to pick up Beanie and just try to get them away
Make
from?
me make me a dex save.
And I'm about to let me grab one of my dice.
Also, the creature in the chat is what the creature that just clocked Beanie across the head looks like.
Okay, I'm going to check chat. Um, okay, I need to find my character sheet. Shit, there it is. And then Dex.
Uh, yep, Dex.
Okay. Uh, that'll be 22. That'll be
22.
22. Yep.
Let me actually roll for the the creature of nightmares that uh the eyeball creature of nightmares that is trying to grab you.
Why is it trying to grab me?
Uh,
Whoa. Is it because I'm trying
lore.
to take what?
Oh no.
Oh,
Some
lore.
lore that has not been yet discovered yet.
Alright.
How does a 40 do against that?
I still haven't finished making Yvonne's character sheet, so I've been using glitters, and that's still, ev- no, that hits. That hits hard.
Yeah, so you get grabbed by like this creature is big, so you basically like whole hand or one hand just wraps around your throat.
I'm imagining like squeaky toy style where it like makes a squeaking noise.
Pretty much, and
Like from Kung Fu Panda.
it lifts you into the air as like its iris like
Right?
slowly is beginning to get bigger.
Right?
But like before it does anything, another one exits the room that Beanie's character just exited and makes weird clicking sounds, the ones that holding you, and the iris shrinks back to normal as it looks over and makes clicking sounds back. It from the impression you get, it seems like they're talking. What do you want to do while you're being just held up in the air?
I'm gonna try to get out.
Roll me strength.
Uh, that'll be just normal strength or plus my modifier.
Uh, Normal strength.
That's 17 normal strength, 21 with my modifier.
All right, 17 normal strength. Let me pull up the bedtime attendance. Let me pull up the bedtime attendance modifiers. Yeah, no, that's gonna fail.
Mm,
Yeah,
oh,
no, these things are kind of strong.
yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, so as you're struggling, this thing like look there's more clicking sounds, and then it looks back to you, and uh it's does a uh natural 20 hit you.
Damn it.
I'm rolling
Take
really
a
nice
wild
today.
guess.
Yes, you get clocked in the side of the head
Oh, great.
as your consciousness fades, and the last thing you kind of see as you and your imaginary are being dragged as well, the last thing you do see is your Katya, your little little
Gotcha.
goober
Wait,
try
okay.
is trying like basically tries to jump at the Bendheim attendant, and it basically just smacks it into a wall and leaves it there as you were being dragged away.
Wait, no, gotcha. Wait, no, gotcha. Wait.
And you fall unconscious.
God damn it. Wait, gotcha.
Roll me wisdom.
Uh, that'll be 19.
Uh you can see in front of you. You do know you're not conscious, you're dreaming.
Alright.
Uh you can see three like very quick images: a coin with an eye on one side, like on the head side, and on the other side it's blank,
Alright.
being like flipped. A What looks like a kid, however he has glowing veins all over him, and
Okay.
he's dressed in bedtime wear. uh as and there are two what looks like coins that you saw like previous over his eyes, and then you see what looks like one of those like whack-a-mole hammers that's painted with
Yeah.
bright colors as you hear the words "get up." As you wake up, you are in a room. You've been like thrown into a room, you and your imaginary, covered in kind of blood, and then in the back corner are what looks like beds with like shriveled up bodies of children
Mm.
tucked into the beds.
Charming.
Yeah, no, that's what the nightmare plague does if it's not cured, if multiple times it happens, as it will drain stats slowly.
Mm.
And The bedtime attendant that has thrown you into this room then backs up and leaves the room.
All right. I'm gonna look around for Katya to see if she can like shine some light on what's happening, see if I can figure out what's happening or
Uh,
how to get out.
you don't find your little orb.
I like Katya.
You do see your imaginary. Also, on Lilith with Lilith's bag, you see a handle sticking out of the top of the bag that catches your eye.
Uh, I'm gonna go grab it. Pull it out.
Uh, roll me a will save. Also, by the way, what is your alignment?
Uh, my alignment is lawful neutral.
All right. What did you get for the will save?
I got a. Which one's will? Or is that just
Wisdom and or intelligence.
that would be a 19?
Uh, you get like the when what you're pulling out of this bag looks like a whack-a-mole hammer with bright colors painted on it. The same one you saw in your dream, by the way,
Okay. Okay.
as it kind of vibrates and shakes as it like the weight seems to adjust. Like at first it's heavy and then it becomes light as it you get the sense that it's not really like glad that you're holding it, but it will deal. It can tolerate you.
Have I just befriended a hammer?
Possibly. Also, there is like sparks like every now and then you see sparks of strange energy coming off of this hammer.
Alright. Um, can I roll intelligence to see if I can tell if it can break me out of here?
Roll.
Uh, 18. What do I add to it?
18, that is going to be intelligence.
19.
Uh, you possibly. It's worth a shot.
I'm not gonna try just yet.
You hear a
I'm
stir. You have hear a stirring in the back of the room where it's kind of shadowy.
I'm okay. I feel like if I don't do something, I'm about to get royally shitted. So
It's coming from one of the beds.
I'm gonna go over and see if I can recognize what's in the bed.
You see one of the shriveled up children is still alive.
Oh shit. Okay. Um,
Like this dude that you can see this very young uh kid,
age estimate?
like 7 years old,
Okay.
uh
Um,
is barely like he looks like in an immense amount of pain as like he looks shriveled, malnourished, like he hasn't eaten in years and yet somehow he's still alive. He also doesn't his eye sockets also seem to be empty.
oh, charming. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna. Do I know how to fix or how to cure it?
Uh, by this point, actually, roll me intelligence.
Uh, intelligence. That would be 19.
You can tell that by this point, you do not know how to cure it, but you can tell by this point, if it was cured, it wouldn't save him. Like by this point, a mercy killing would be the right option because this dude is in immense amount of pain.
All right. Let's test out this hammer's strength.
All right, you gonna smack him with the hammer?
Yeah.
This hammer does it's a +3 to hit, and it does 2d12 bludgeoning damage plus 1d6 party damage.
Okay, can you type that to me?
Okay.
I'm gonna need to write this down, I can already tell. Jeez. Okay, that's a lot of that's not that's not bad for damage. So, to hit it, I have to roll 2d12, 1d6, and then I add 3, and that's to hit?
So 2d12 and 1d6 is the damage, and it's +3 to hit for the like.
Alright. Okay.
So roll to hit.
That'll be 22.
That hits. Roll your damage.
That'll be 25.
25 damage.
Mhm.
So how are you hitting this?
I'm
This
gonna hit him in the head. I wanna try to, like,
make it as quick as
off it.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like the hammer barely touches him, and like a like zap of that same energy seems to like envelop his body as like what looks like from what you can tell, an expression of peace passes over this kid's head as he like before your eyes he turns into confetti and just he's gone.
Okay.
Which, by the way, so what this hammer does is if the damage does a uh over a third of the creature's health, so more than one half, the creature will instantly die, turning into confetti.
Okay. Sure, that makes sense. That's actually really useful.
As yeah, no, you've just mercy killed a child.
I'm not mad at that.
What would you like to do now? Oh yeah, you do find something that the child was holding.
Okay.
What looks like a coin.
Does it have an eye on one side and,
Uh,
nothing on the other side?
it looks like so. It looks like it used to. However, the eye appears to have like as you pick it up, the eye seems to roll like as if it was like attached to it. It seems to like roll into the back of if it was attached to a creature into the back of the head as the coin cracks in half.
Oh. I'm gonna hold on to the pieces.
All right.
I'm gonna put them in my bag of holding.
All right.
Do I write that down as, like, half a coin?
Yeah, two halves of a coin.
Alright.
What would you like to do? Would you like to search the other kids' bodies? Would you like
Yeah.
to? You notice that clutched in their hands are coins as well. However, these coins are all split in half.
I'm just gonna take all of the split in half coins.
You have 10 split coin halves.
Okay. Um,
Yeah, just taking all the split in half coins, being as respectful as possible.
yeah. Yeah. Yvonne is 100%, like, respectful of the dead. So, um, after she finishes essentially looting the children, I'm gonna try to see if I can find a way out.
You look back to where where you were thrown in. There is a door, and then you see someone standing in front of that door.
Do I recognize them?
No.
Do they
This
recognize me? Okay.
no.
Never mind.
This person, not like this is not one of the bedtime attendants. This person is wearing a brown, kind of like, uh, you know those like old, like the detective overcoat type things.
Yeah.
He's also wearing one. He's wearing one of those. He's got well, he's got a brown leather jacket, a brown leather hat, brown leather pants and brown leather boots. And the
It's like brown
only,
leather.
yeah, you can see the only article that of clothing that isn't brown is white gloves that seem to glow faintly.
Alright, and he's
And
outside?
he's standing in front of the door to leave, and
Is
you
he
can
inside the
see
door or outside the door?
he's outside the door. And you can see his eyes in his mouth. Like, all that you can see of his face are his eyes and his mouth. They are like his eyes and teeth that are glowing faintly as well.
Um, hello there. Um, who are you?
Ah, another child and a soon-to-be nightmare. As he says this as he gestures to Lilith.
I won't let her turn into a nightmare.
I don't think you have much of a choice there.
Mm. Who are you?
They call me the original
Why?
because I was the first nightmare here.
Oh, you seem rather peaceful for a nightmare.
Yeah, some would say that. He walks forward. You notice he's standing in like shadow. He walks forward to the edge of the light, and he stops when he gets to the edge of it.
Do you not like the light?
He looks and he's like, it's it doesn't hurt me, as he like sticks his hand out, but it is rather distasteful to be in. However, I don't believe I shall kill you just yet, as for one, I do like games, and this whole playground is one big one. I like to see how long these can survive. However, if we meet again, I will kill you. As
Charming.
he steps back and literally just disappears into the shadows, and you get a sense that he's seemingly just left this room despite not taking the door. As
Right.
that happens, two bedtime attendants begin to file into the room.
He's gonna go over next to Lilith and pick her up on her back.
You're carrying Lilith. The bedtime attendants look at you and begin to walk forward. Roll initiative.
Oh, god damn it. I'm the only one here, too. I got a 10.
You got a 10?
I got a 10.
Uh, all right. Let me roll for the. You go first.
Alright. I, uh, dirty 20.
A dirty 20
Mhm.
to hit or
Yes,
to.
to hit.
What weapon are you using? Are you gonna use the
My
hammer, or are you just.
my I don't have a weapon.
You have a gun.
I do have a gun! I'm gonna use the hammer anyway. I forgot about that.
You. Which one? Bedtime attendant 1 or 2? Which one are you attacking?
Uh, which one's closer?
They're kind of both the same distance.
Then 1.
Uh, you smack this bedtime attendant. Roll your damage.
Alright. That will be a 6, a 10, and a that would be 19.
The bedtime attendant, like makes chittering sounds as you hit it. Like you hit this thing hard as like energy like sparks from the hammer into it, and it staggers back, making a chittering sound. Like, and then it turns into a screeching as it clutches its head, and then its head explodes into confetti.
Good to know.
And then the rest of its body falls limply on the ground before it seemingly just disintegrates.
All right.
Bedtime attendant's turn. The other bedtime attendant's turn.
All right.
Uh, the other bedtime attendant stops for a second and then continues walking towards you and then it stops about 5 feet away from you, like looking at you as its iris expands. Roll me a will save.
Uh, that will be a 42.
For a second, you feel like sleepy, but then you just shrug it off as some type of dark energy seems to just basically crack and shatter off of and kind of sloth off of you as
All
the
right.
bedtime attendant looks upset.
Okay.
Your turn. So,
I'm
for a
going
bit of
to
context, the
roll to
bedtime
hit it
attendant.
again.
Oh, all right.
No, you
For
keep yapping.
So for the bit of context, the bedtime attendant just tried to put the nightmare plague on you,
Okay.
uh, which, by the way, only affects humans, and they tend to be only interested in humans.
Okay.
Uh, so they're mainly only interested in you. However, it seems like they're listening to the original.
All right.
However,
Um,
they are not nightmares.
I I'm gonna roll to hit it.
Roll to hit.
All right. That will be a 18.
That hits.
All right. That will be a 7, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 16 damage.
You smack this bedtime attendant again, basically. Well, this time you like basically poke its eye, as it does the same thing the first one did, as its head explodes into confetti and it
All right.
crumples and disintegrates.
Okay. So not hard.
Uh, you hear a lot of chittering
Hmm. I'm
as
gonna run out the open door.
yeah. You run out the open door and past six more bedtime attendants that were standing there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of there.
Uh, you run out of the open door past and into a long hallway with many doors. There's a lot of pillows and blankets making up the walls. There's normal walls and there's also a lot of glow stars.
Right. I'm gonna grab one of the glow stars and continue running.
You grab it. All right, you continue running. There, you got door one, two, three, four, five, and six. Which one you going through?
Let's go 5.
You go through door five into another long hallway.
Okay. Do
You
I have the
got
same option again?
yeah, same option.
2.
You go through door two. Roll me investigation.
All right. That would be where's investigation? Oh, that will
Intelligence.
be a 17.
The bedtime attendants were following you, but when you pass through this door, the bedtime attendants have stopped
Oh,
and are backing up, and then they close the door.
okay. I'm gonna let the star I grabbed kind of light up the place so I can see. I'm gonna try to identify what's in here.
You see, uh, so you like hold because it's dark in here. You do notice that it is pitch black in here. You hold up the star, and a like when you hold up the star, you get a good view about 10 feet in front of you. A creature stops about 2 inches away from. You see like a very sharp shard of glass freeze
All right.
as what looks like a glass mannequin full of what looks like a purple slime that has glow stars in it that are glowing faintly. Has tried to jab you with like its arm, but it as soon as you see it, it freezes in place.
Okay.
And you're looking
Do I
more
see a
around
do I
and
see a door anywhere?
at the very end of the hallway. And you see around you, uh like not like around you to all surrounding you yet, but like in front of you are a lot of glass mannequins that, as soon as they get in range of your sight, seem to just freeze.
Right. I'm going to go
And
to the corner.
they're all broken, by the way. They're all seemingly parts of them are broken.
I'm gonna go to the corner of the room, and
You
I'm
go to
gonna look away for about 2 seconds, still with my
clink
light
clink
on, so I can still
clink clink
see.
clink 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 clink. You hear a lot of like clinking glass as they're like starting to speed up
Great. And then I
on them.
look back.
They're closer.
Good. I'm gonna continue following the
Oh,
walls.
M's here.
Oh, M's here.
Wall, wall.
Hello. I'm currently being chased by the uh daycare attendants, and then I went to a pitch black room that I made not pitch black, and it's essentially just glass weeping angels everywhere. And
Oh,
so now I'm working my way around the room to get out. So yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna just follow along the wall, just keeping I wanted them all to get into the corner with me so that I can see them all, and then I'm just gonna kinda walk around the room towards the door.
They're
Uh,
slowly kind of following you a little bit, but you walk around towards the door. And I'm gonna go back to Beanie. Sorry, not Beanie. God, M.
Alright,
Ah,
well, I'm navigating the
Time
pitch black
mark.
room.
That's like the fifth time. I'm talent marking you. Mm.
okay. M, do you remember what happened last session?
A little bit. Mm.
Yeah, so last session, you let uh Lilith go out with friend,
Yeah.
uh and you realized that that was a probably a bad idea, so you got out into the bedtime area, and then so what has happened is Lilith has gotten caught. However, you do not know that. You were
Yep.
standing in the entrance like at the entrance of the pillow fort, looking around to where you think that Lilith might have gone.
Uh-oh.
Which you've got a hallway that you haven't explored, and then the hallway that you have. Which one do you think Lilith would have gone to? Which one do you want to go to?
Probably the only next floor. Only the next floor. I don't know.
You
Please what
wa- Let me roll me investigation.
freak. 1 second. I'm a freak. My dice are downstairs. Actually, I have the piss dice. Hold up. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, let me use my piss dice. The ones I don't use because I don't like them. That's why I call them the piss dice. And because they look like piss, so.
Uh,
4. Oh, wait, wait,
Four
wait, wait. Wait, wait. What's investigation? What is
investigation,
it? Yeah, what is it?
intelligence. And
Okay.
by the way, you
Check
rolled
one.
twice because it's both
Oh,
Clementine and Cracker Jack.
Hey,
Clementine
do
got,
you wanna know something fun?
1 second.
What?
Clementine got, 10, and Cracker Jack got 6. Also, what's the fun thing?
I already have both of the new cookies.
Me too, though, me too.
They're so fun, bro.
Cookie
Yeah,
Run Kingdom, please don't sue us.
yeah, please don't do us.
Anywho,
I'll be nice.
So what did you get?
Which one? Cracker Jack or Clementine?
Both.
Uh, Clementine got rolled a 12, I think. No, 10. It was 10. Yeah, Clementine rolled a 10, and I rolled a 6.
Clementine,
Yeah,
you see a familiar, faintly glowing orb.
Katya,
This is Katya, who is
who never leaves my side.
who is
Oh, what the no? What?
Katya like bounces up to you and it begins squeaking frantically.
Uh-oh. Oh, oh no. Look at that. It's a little guy.
And then
What is that?
and then Katya begins bouncing off very quickly.
Okay, I'm following.
As you're following, you do see an arrow along the path, one of Lilith's,
Oh,
and you do see a little bit of blood,
bro, bro.
specifically imaginary blood. Not like I'm dead amount, but like I've gotten injured amount.
Yeah.
As you get to a door,
Open door. Mm.
you walk into a long hallway and 6 bedtime attendants turn around to look at you.
Whoa. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
What do you do? Because Clementine has already had a really bad experience with these.
I'd say I run or like back up slowly. You know,
You back
like
up slowly. The bedtime attendants seem to block the door and then shut it in your face.
oh,
But
bummer.
Bro, go no.
Katya seems to, as you, are you gonna turn around and walk away?
Yeah.
As you start to do, Katya like bounces around to in front of you and starts like basically running into you to try and push you back towards the door.
All right. To the door then.
You gonna kick the door open?
Yeah.
Roll me strength. Who is kicking the door open?
And probably probably Cracker Jack
Roll
because he is
strength.
like a yeah. Time to roll with the piss dice. Piss dice. 16.
The bedtime attendants got a nat 1.
So just
Crackerjack sends 2 flying and they smack against the wall and straight up just die.
oh my god. These poor bedtime attendants. But I guess they are pretty bad, so
They are
you know,
evil.
yeah, alright, let's chill then.
Are you gonna enter the long hallway? As the bedtime attendants seem to hit, like, make clicking and hissing sounds and then back up.
Yeah, I say hallway time.
You enter the hallway. The bedtime attendants are watching you.
Oh, fun.
Specifically, they're watching Clemmy. However, when one seems to step forward, the others like push it back. And they seem to like flash something that they're holding in their palms
Like, do they flash it at us or like what?
at the other bedtime attendant, seemingly
Mm-mm.
reminding the bedtime attendant of something. Do you want to try and roll perception to check and to see what they're holding?
Yeah, sure. Perception, what's that again? Like,
Wisdom.
grads. Alright. I really gotta memorize this. Oh, 7. Oh.
Let me actually roll the DC here because I don't actually have the. Oh, that is the DC, so that's a success. You see that in their
Right.
palms, each of them are holding a golden coin with an eye pressed on on like the top half of it, that the iris is the same color as their like colored part of the eye.
Fair. All right. I don't know what that does for me, but sick.
And they're kind of just watching you now. Okay, do you want to roll to see if you can find Friend's character?
Yeah. Oh wait, I gotta roll. Sorry. Kind of doing homework, so. Um, perception, right?
Yep.
19.
You see more of a trail, like a slight trail of blood, of what looks like the imaginary blood that you've been seeing,
Oh,
leading into a door in the hallway.
open the door. Open the door, please. Open the
There's
door.
there's more long hallway and more of the blood trail leading to another door.
Just continue following it then.
The bedtime attendants are following you up until you get up to the next door, where they stop and then turn away and leave.
Alright, well, I continue my trek of door. The
You open the door and walk into a dark room and see Friend's character halfway across the room holding up what looks like a light, and you can see surrounding them are quite a few broken glass mannequins.
Oh.
Yvonne is gonna see this and just yell out, like, "Get over here very quickly and stay with me. I found the solution. Don't let them sneak up on you."
Should I just, like, stay out here and then wait till you come to the door? Or are you going
I'm
deeper in?
going to the door. I'm going to the door on the far side
Oh, why would you do that?
because that side has attendants.
Oh, I kinda scared him off or whatever.
Well, I'm already halfway down, and if I turn back, then they will get me.
Oh, but I don't wanna go in.
Then I'll make my way back around to you.
Oh, you don't have
Are you
to.
are you gonna do
No,
that? Are you
I'll
gonna
s-
do that?
I'm just gonna keep following the wall. I'll just keep following the wall. Eventually, I'll make my way back around. Won't be too
Roll
hard.
me, roll me. What would this roll be? Dex, I guess.
Dex for me or
Friend.
All right. Uh, Dex. That'll be a 19.
19. Yeah, you make it to the other side of the room.
The other side of the room that M's on, or the other side of the room that I was going for originally?
You're going for originally. You're gonna have to make your way all the way back around.
All right. I'll start making my way back around.
Okay, you're not even gonna check what's behind the door?
Actually, no. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm gonna check.
You check, because this side there is a light. There is a light hanging from the
Yeah.
ceiling.
Before I do that, though, I'm gonna be like, Clementine, Crackerjack, get out. The second I look away, they are all going to be going to you. So,
Okay. They
yeah,
step back
get
from the
out,
room.
get out.
They step back
I'll
from the
come
room.
get you in the bits. Let me go
Alright,
check
go
Uh,
this
step
out
back.
real quick.
you check the door and you hear clinking as let me actually roll for who they go for.
Oh dear.
Because light doesn't matter to them, it's just sight matters to them.
Oh, maybe I should have closed the door. Ugh.
They're going for M.
Oh, what?
Close
Oh.
the door. Close the door now. Close the door now.
Can I close the door?
So as they get in within your sight of them, because there is a good part of the room but as they get in with like the light cast by the open doorway, and you can see them, they stop.
Wonderful.
They freeze as soon as you can see them.
Right, because they're like, yeah, cool.
Like weeping angels.
Yup.
Friend,
Yurt.
you open the door.
I'm gonna
Uh,
close it behind me.
yeah, you close it behind you. You can see, uh, sitting in this room in what looks like a cage is what you think is an imaginary. However, the imaginary is not casting any light off of it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna.
Hello.
Is that a symptom of it being a nightmare?
Hey, don't say that too loud.
You don't you don't know, you're not an imaginary.
Yup. You'd have to ask
I'm,
Cracker Jack or something.
This imaginary is in the shape of a flower.
I'm gonna
Maybe
like go
is that
over. I'm gonna go over and try not to startle it.
This imaginary catches sight of you and is still for a second before launching itself at the side of the cage. And it like hits the bars and its arm is reaching outside of the bars and you can see, yeah, no, this arm it has claws on it as its face splits open.
Ah.
Demogorgon.
Yeah,
Demogorgon vibes.
roll me a history with advantage.
That will be a 41.
Yeah, no, this is a nightmare.
Alright. I'm going to go into the room. I'm gonna look around first.
So
I'm gonna look around, like, keeping out
this
of range of the.
this room is like there is a hanging light where you're standing, but the cage is actually sat in the darkness and like the reason you can see what you're seeing is that your eyes have adjusted enough from being in the dark that you don't need very much light to see what's going on. Uh, and what you do also notice is next to this cage is an empty cage.
Okay, so it's for holding nightmares? I'm gonna take a wild guess.
Probably. This cage appears to have been opened. And you're guessing that a nightmare has probably been taken out of this cage.
Alright, I'm gonna look
And
around to
that
see if there's anything that I can collect.
roll me perception.
Uh, 19.
19. You find several drawings that look like they have been from that cage that probably ruffled. Like basically when it launched itself at the cage, it was holding the drawings and then it let go and it kind of just floated out of the cage. Uh,
I look at the drawings.
there are drawings of like what looked like basically in the style of crayon, but definitely not crayon, more like probably blood, imaginary blood, but most likely this thing's blood, of like a drawing of it with a child that you don't recognize. And like there's sunshine and they're on like just like a normal playground.
And blood, obviously. You know, just casual. Lee and blood.
Yeah, that's normal.
And do you want to like roll anything to see?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can recognize who it could be, or who it might be, or what.
Yeah, roll me history
Hmm.
or just
I
just intelligence actually.
gotta find my D20. There it is. 18 plus. Oh, 1. 19.
19. Uh so you don't recognize these people, but you do know that this thing at least has. You've had it mentioned to you by your imaginary that nightmares are a thing that happens when the bonded human, well, but not by your imaginary, by a imaginary that you were talking to in the pillow fort, that nightmares are a thing that happens when a imaginary's bonded human dies. And they tend
Do I
to
recognize the human?
No, you do not recognize this human. However, the nightmares tend to retain only like a little bit of their humanity. Usually they kind of just become feral monsters. So yeah, no, this nightmare has retained some of its memories, but is still like a feral creature. By the way, it is rocking its cage back and forth. Like it's like the cage is slowly moving. It moves like a foot into the light, and then when this nightmare reaches out to try and grab you, its hand goes into the light. Uh, and then
Okay.
there's a sizzling sound.
Dun, dun, dun.
As
So,
smoke comes off of this nightmare's hand,
so
and
the
then
original from before is just weird.
the original from before isn't affected like that. However, this nightmare is burned by the light as it like pulls its hand back inside the cage, and then it backs into the cage. It just sits there looking at you.
Okay. Um, I'm going to go back to the statues room, and I'm gonna do my little thing where I go back into the corner and I look away for a second until I hear all of the
You hear a lot of clinking.
yeah, and then I'm gonna look back, and
There's a
then I'm
lot
going.
of broken glass mannequins that are really close to you.
Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. And I'm gonna start making my way along the wall again,
You are making
back to
your
the door
way
where I
along the
came from.
wall. Roll me dex.
18.
18. You are making your way along the wall. You've gotten about you're almost there when your star starts to go out.
I'm gonna walk faster.
Roll me another dex.
All right.
Which, by the way, you do notice that your imaginary casts a faint glow as well.
Yeah, but she's behind me, and I'm not gonna use her as a human shield. Or not so human shield.
A
What'd you
light,
say,
a
Dex?
flashlight.
Yeah.
What? Yeah,
Dirty
dex.
20.
Dirty 20. You make it to the door.
Okay, that would have been fun. So I'm gonna quickly close the door when I get out and double check that I still have like everything with me.
You slam the door closed, and yeah, you have everything with you.
All right. Um, I'm
And now
yeah
you turn around and you're face to face with M
with
and like,
Clementine.
yeah,
Clementine and Applejack. Crackerjack.
Clementine and the Apple Cat, and also
Oh.
Katya,
What?
Katya.
who makes
Uh,
a lot of
Yvonne is
squeaking
gonna
noises.
like like
Oh, little
like
orb.
pick up Katya and just like put her back on her shoulder, like
Katya
slightly
nuzzles your
above.
cheek. Katya looks a little like Katya's gotten a little bit of a scuff, but other than that, she's fine.
I love the little goober.
The little
Um,
goober led M's characters to you.
Meow.
Anka Katya.
What would you guys like to do? Because you're standing in a hallway, and then you notice that the bedtime attendants are watching you again.
Oh,
Um,
hello.
This time they're blocking the doorway.
Can I attempt to
So,
threaten them? Like just
what are you
Roll,
trying to
roll,
do?
roll
intimidate
intimidation.
them. Yeah.
And what are you trying to do?
Frick, 11. Oh, bummer.
Wait, what? No, and
Uh,
what are you trying to do? I might be able to help.
Intimidate.
Oh, all right. Let me do this.
Well, I got an 11 in
Uh,
my
what's intimidation? Oh,
Riz.
charisma. That'll be a 41.
here, let me roll the save for all four of them. Let's see. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a success. So three of them leave
Just
the
like, nope.
room. The fourth does not budge. He's standing in front of the door.
Right. Can I roll intelligence to try to see his health?
Roll.
All right. Intelligence. That'll be. Uh, I'm trying to do math. That'll be a 17.
17. Their health is 10.
Okay. I'm gonna go hit it with the toy hammer.
Roll
Bonk,
to hit.
bonk, bonk. Bonk.
Uh, uh, 16.
16. That is here. Let me check the AC. That's a miss.
All right, I'm gonna shoot it.
You're gonna shoot it.
I have my gun.
Roll to hit on your gun.
Gun.
That will be a 23.
That hits.
Gone.
Roll
Okay.
your damage.
Oh,
Bluey.
let me pull out my D10 because I have put that away. Right, 8 plus 9, 16, 17 damage.
17 damage.
Mhm.
There's a bang. Is like you basically you swung at it with this hammer and it dodged out all confident, and then you just pull out an actual gun and just shoot it. As like a spot of blood slowly expands like through the blanket, and then it
Ah,
just crumples to the ground and disintegrates into
I'm totally
ash.
well,
making
that's
it out of that.
useful. It's almost as useful as my gun. Almost as useful as the party popper. Hmm?
Yeah, no. Clementine has Clem- Clementine has the legitimate equivalent of just an actual grenade launcher. Uh, so what's left? You see a ring of metal that was on the bedtime attendant's head, and you see a coin that
Going to
breaks in
grab the
half.
coin. Now,
It breaks in half. The
now I
moment
have
this
12.
Yeah, now you have 12. Do you want to go through the door?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, here we go, I guess. Speaking of which,
You exit through the door into the hallway that has your exit in it
Okay.
because you now see a trail of clearly glowing blood that you could have followed to escape
oh yeah, that was there, by the
because
way.
your imaginary left a little bit of a blood trail because she got clocked in the head.
I guess I could have said something, but I guess it was not important.
You also see the three imaginaries that notice you.
Oh,
Who are you? Who
Oh,
are you?
sorry, not
mhm.
imaginaries, bedtime attendants.
Oh,
Oh,
the one
Satan.
oh
They
dear.
they begin because you intimidated them. They begin to back away, and but the moment they back like about 10 feet away, all three of them turn to ash and like their rings of metal clatter to the ground, and you see their coins all break.
Also, I say the
I'm
way
gonna
we
go collect
intimidated them.
more broken coins.
You
I
have
So
say
no
that'll
clue why
be
they died, but apparently they
18.
died.
I would say also one thing I want to say is that I feel like the way we intimidated them was just barking at them, just 'cause it's stupid. Just because it's
That makes me
stupid.
think of the freaking Bark Bark Wolf song.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I am now going to bark
Cool.
at you. Woof, woof, bark, bark, woof, woof, bark.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Uh, yeah, no, you have no clue why they died, but now you have more
Oh.
coin bits.
All right.
Are you gonna exit this room?
No, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the pillow fort, and since I was unconscious, I'm gonna like get introductions.
You walk back to the Pillow Fort, and you're gonna get introductions to the NPCs that were there. You guys walk in, and I'm pretty sure all of the NPCs are there actually.
Oh
Uh,
dang.
surprisingly, as you
Well, we're
you're
behind.
you're introduced to which NPCs have you met?
None.
You're introduced to Kim, a who is a 4-year-old child. Matt, who is Kim's older brother, who is 15. Camper, who is their shared imaginary, who is 19-year-old woman made of sticks and leaves with her head is on fire. That despite that, she doesn't look panic, and the fire actually doesn't give off any heat or it doesn't light anything on fire. However, it seems to cook marshmallows for some reason.
No, that's
Like,
understandable.
specifically only marshmallows.
No, understandable.
You
Have
Who
a good
meet
day.
doesn't like
Understandable.
marshmallows?
you meet Holly, who is the oldest here besides imaginaries, who is the oldest human here, who is behind like a makeshift shop counter, and she doesn't have an imaginary for some reason. You meet Mr. Sad, who is a clown, like that looks like he has a black and white filter over him, and he is just laying on the floor and crying.
Yvonne just dismisses that as normal. Just,
You meet
Oh,
Liz, who her name is short for Elizabeth, who is a young 6-year-old who is the opposite of Mr. Sad, despite him being her imaginary.
oh, okay.
So the ADHD child and the depressed clown.
yep.
And you meet Max, who is a 16-year-old pyromaniac,
All right.
who actually, despite this, he actually was the one to figure out how to make metal, like out of scrap, how to make metal weapons.
All right.
And his imaginary, uh, or ironically, is named Mache, who is made entirely out of paper mache and origami.
All right.
So, and those are the NPCs.
All right. So yeah, Yvonne's gonna get another bullet because that was one of her bullets.
So you're gonna go up to Holly and see if she has bullets.
Mm-hmm.
You go up to Holly. He's like, "Yeah, we don't have bullets here."
Do you have something that can fit into a revolver?
No, not really. Like, I mean, I guess you could ask Max to make bullets for you, but that might take a while. What I can do is I can sell you some supplies. I see you have some shiny bits, there, right there, that I can take off your hands.
Oh, this is currency?
We have more of a bartering system.
That's fair.
Here. So you're getting the impression that Holly may be a bit of a rip you off type person, despite her being the lifeline of the most
Underground.
of most of these children being the lifeline, because she brings in the most supplies actually.
Um,
So Holly like digs around in her little like storage area, and she brings up 6 bottles of water, 2 bags of chips, and what looks like a cobbled together like metal scrap armor that she definitely bought off of Max.
how much would all of that be worth?
She's like, "Well, how much are you willing to pay for what I have here?" And we can barter.
I'm not entirely sure how much these are worth. So
Well, I haven't really seen those kind of bits of metal here, but I have been working on grenades. However, I can't find the right type of shrapnel for them, but those look like about the right size.
then let's say 5 halves for all that.
I'll do 9.
6.
Deal.
All right. I hand over 6 of the of the halves, and I now have 12.
Yeah, now you have 12 halves and a lot of supplies.
Perfect. All right.
M.
Can you type out all those supplies in the chat so I can add them to my bag?
All right, M.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? You're back in the bedtime. Like, sorry, not the bedtime land. Huh. Uh,
Yeah. Hello,
pillow
for
fort. Pillow fort. Are you gonna go get patched up?
did I
I
like
don't
get
think you
hurt?
took any damage,
No, I
actually.
didn't. Nope.
Though,
Whoa.
uh, though, Yavane's,
Or
imaginary
penguin.
very much
Yeah.
did.
Wait.
Yeah. I'm I'm gonna
Um,
go drop off Lilith at like a kind of medic if they have one.
yeah, they
They
do.
do. They do. It's the 4-year-old child.
Let's give
Right?
4-year-old children needles. That'll be fun.
She's actually surprisingly good at it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's why she
All
used
right.
the medic. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop her off there. Drop Yvonne off there. So.
All right, you drop Yavanna off there, and the medic or Kim begins to just like put band-aids on the cuts and bruises that Lilith has.
And it just works.
I mean, kinda. Like, I mean,
Weird, but I.
of course, Kim is like using actual bandages as well. But there's a lot of use of bandages and band-aids.
Alright. I'm gonna go over to Max.
Max looks over at you.
Uh, are you are you Max?
Yeah,
I heard you are essentially the Forge, correct?
you could say that. As he's playing with a lighter, and Michelle looks concerned.
Do you know how to make bullets?
I haven't ever made one before, but I could sure try.
Could you try to make 6 bullets for a revolver?
It will cost you.
I could do that.
Here,
Actually,
I'll make you a deal. If you can find me, let's see. If you can find me some duct tape, as well as I'm gonna say 3 batteries because I'm low on batteries for my flashlight. I will make you your bullets.
Did
I
any
don't
of
know what
that
this
come
is
in the
doing.
thing I got? No.
So the stuff you bought?
Yeah.
No, but you do know that some of the people around here might have duct tape, and also you could scavenge.
Scavenge! You're
Or do you want to check Lilith's bag?
I'm gonna check Lilith's bag.
maybe
Because
we should
Lilith has stolen some stuff.
I'm
Oh.
not surprised.
Uh, in Lilith's bag is you find 6 rubber ropes. You find what looks like a cloak made out of a strange blue fur. Uh, you find diving goggles. You find meat that nondescript cooked meat that that you're suspicious might be human.
Alright.
Uh, you find three blankets and a food bag, as well as you find there is duct tape in here that most likely has been stolen.
I'm gonna steal the duct tape.
Lilith no longer has duct tape.
Oh. Also, don't eat the meat. It is human. That would be a really bad idea for a human.
Charming.
I mean, you can, but
Like
you gotta
you're
let
not
Not a
even
good idea.
you're not even gonna question where Lilith got this meat
No,
from.
I'm not gonna question. I don't want to question. I am going to pocket the duct tape, and I'm going to wander around and try to see if I can find anybody with batteries.
Roll me investigation.
Alright. 17.
Holly is selling them.
I'm gonna go back over and see how many batteries I could get.
Holly
Plus
looks
a
over.
flashlight. I'm
Holly
gonna
looks
see if
over.
yeah.
Holly looks over. Well, I can give batteries for one of those like shiny things a piece, but flashlights are hard to come by. How badly do you want this flashlight?
Not very badly, I'll just take the batteries.
Holly seems to like kind of like her shoulders
Deflate a
seem
bit.
deflate a bit. Yeah, and he's like, "All right, how many batteries do you want?"
Mm. 4.
4.
4.
All right, that's gonna be 4 little metal bits.
2.
oh,
Oh wait, oh, did you lower the amount of batteries you needed?
yeah, or not?
No,
No, lower the amount given.
2 bits.
Oh,
2
yeah.
bits, 4 batteries.
I can only do 1 per battery. Or do you,
No,
or
I know that you can do more than just 1 per battery. I have gotten 6 water bottles, 2 food bags, and scrap armor for 6.
Roll
That
roll
charisma.
means
me, roll me charisma.
Riz. Roll me Riz, bro. Roll Riz, bro.
22.
It's like, all right, fine. 2 for 4, I guess.
Alright.
She
Uh,
hands over the batteries.
and now I have 10 bits.
You have 4 batteries. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna go back over to Max, and I'm going to give him the duct tape and the batteries.
He's like jumps a bit. That was
Enough.
quick.
Is this enough?
Yeah, that'll be enough.
Alright.
He pockets the batteries and the duct tape. He's like, right, I'll get to work. As he turns around and instead of like exiting the pillow fort, he like pushes aside some pillows and like squeezes into like a hole he's made and then replaces the pillows from the other side seemingly. His imaginary has followed him as well.
I see, but
You you're getting a bit of vibes of he may have found a room that you weren't previously aware of that he is hiding from the rest of the people. Not very well.
uh, Yvonne's not gonna question it. She's just gonna go back to Lilith. And actually, no, I'm gonna go check on uh, Clementine and Crackerjack.
Clementine, Crackerjack.
Yeah?
What you
What?
doing?
What?
Yvonne has just walked up to you.
Oh, hi. What do you need?
I've finished trading. I was wondering what you were doing.
Oh, I just, sit around and, uh, I guess wait.
Watching
Ye-
Lilith.
Yeah, I don't wanna, take my eye off Lilith. She'd probably, run away or something.
Well, I mean, technically no, because to run away, Lilith needs Yvonne,
That's true.
or Lilith will turn into a nightmare.
I know, I'm saying they'd run after Ivana. But I guess I shouldn't stop that then.
I'm wondering what my family is doing back at home. I
Oh,
wonder how the guns are going.
I wonder. Oh, yeah, maybe something like that.
Do you have family back home?
Clementine gets really quiet, and Crackerjack just kind of curls up like a cat in their lap as a comfort.
Do you have family?
Dot, dot, dot.
Kim is sitting and listening. It's like we all kind of wonder what our families are doing, or if our families are even alive anymore. We can't really tell how long we've been here. However, Holly says we've been here uh longer than what is possible with how old we are.
How old are you?
I'm 4. However, Holly says I'm technically 8.
Oh. So it
That's
moves twice
cool.
as fast. No. Yes,
So
twice as fast here than
so what
Earth.
you're getting the impression of is you've noticed Holly actually wears a clock kind of like around her neck. And what you're getting the interpretation of this is it's been years since some of these people have been here and they have not aged.
Oh.
Mm-mm. That, that's not good.
So some of these people could be like 80 and you wouldn't know because they keep like they'll mature a little bit, but like they keep their age and their most of their personality.
Do you know um if there's any way to get out at all?
We've heard rumors We've heard rumors, but no real leads. Like the most we know is a door. There is a door that you'll sometimes go to when you go through the slides. When you actually go find the door, it's locked. It's a massive stone door with strange golden writing on it, and it won't open. However, when you found it, you can always go back there if you want to through a slide. And it's we're thinking that that's probably the exit. However, none of us can actually get into it there. We've tried. We've tried throwing party poppers at it. We've tried hitting it. We've tried burning it. We've tried almost pretty much everything. It won't open.
Oh.
Like it's got really weird like they're not words per se written on it that we can't read. It's symbols, like hieroglyphics.
Huh.
I wonder if I could read them. I
Hmm.
know a lot of languages,
There's
fantasy
probably
and normal. But
probably isn't any of those, is it? I'm
I don't know.
guessing even if we tried, we wouldn't
Well,
be here.
you
I
could
know everything from English to Russian to Enderman. I know a lot. I'm not sure those will be on.
What's Enderman?
I don't think some of these
It's a
people are.
fantasy. It's a fantasy language.
Oh, do you play like a game like Creatures and Crawlers?
What's that?
This is my parody to Dungeons and Dragons.
Ah,
Yup.
da, da. It's similar. But
Ah,
Maybe this is maybe something's going on here that we're not sure of. Like how there's different things for different things. So
you're we're
to
not totally
explain.
sure, but if you need any more medical attention, just ask me. As Kim walks away.
Danka.
Which, by the way, friend,
You're
from what you do know of like these NPCs, Holly kind of catches your attention because everyone, even adults, from your knowledge, are supposed to have an imaginary.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I'm gonna go back over to Holly, and I'm gonna quickly say I'm not here to trade. I have a question.
What?
Where is your imaginary?
I I don't have one. She says it kind of quickly.
It's like so obviously that she does have one. It's just like not here right now. Where'd it go?
Quick
Are you
question.
are you gonna do insight or what are
Can
Yeah,
I
you
do
I'm gonna do
it?
insight. I'm gonna see if um
like a sense motive type like
insight that would be a 22.
yeah, she is not being truthful here. It seems like when you mention it, she seems like it seems like a sensitive subject to pry in with her. Like
Hmm.
so she clearly most definitely has had an imaginary. What would you like? What are you gonna do now?
Mm, Izvini. I was wondering. I'm sorry. I was just wondering. I- Izvini. Um, were if you don't mind, would you mind if I asked some questions?
Sure.
What what were they like?
My my imaginary?
Ah,
She I believe I made her when I was 4. She was a flower imaginary. We at one point when we were out scavenging at one point, we got separated and I'm not sure what happened to her.
Hmm.
I
do
think
you
I
know? Wait, do you know if there's any way to turn a nightmare back into an imaginary?
I don't
Anyway,
know. All of the nightmares I've seen, I've only like all of the nightmare I haven't even totally seen a nightmare. I've only heard one because I've always hidden because they will kill you quite easily. I watched a kid get his head like literally like just plucked off by a claw while I was hiding. Like as easy as if you were to like pick up a teacup. I haven't even we don't know much about nightmares. None of the imaginaries even know.
Yvonne is going to pull out the drawing she got from the room across the glass statues. Like she's gonna pull out the little like crayon drawing and be like, "Is this familiar?"
She takes it and looks at it and she she kind of covers her mouth with her hand and she sits there in silence for a second before tipping back and dropping out of an exit to the pillow fort.
Oh, looks like you kind of scared her off.
Ollie, I'm going to look down the exit.
So you can clearly see Holly has left the pillow fort. What you do know about this pillow fort is when you leave, regardless of exit, you come out where you entered, and you have no clue what area Holly is in right now.
All right. That's the end of that conversation.
Yeah, Holly kind of wasn't totally ready for that emotional shock, so she kind of just out
Left.
left. Yeah.
That's
Reasonable.
reasonable. I'm going to take one of the sticky notes that I have in my pocket, and I'm going to borrow one of the pens from Holly's stand, and I'm gonna write, I think I might know where your friend is, Yvonne. And then I'm just gonna set it down and just whenever Holly gets back.
You set it down. You do notice Holly has left in such a hurry. She forgot to uh like close up her little box, and you can actually see inside of it.
I'm going to look inside, but not touch anything.
You see like some normal supplies, and then you see a bag of something.
I'm going to look inside the bag.
It is full of four what looks like glass shards, that some familiar looking glass shards.
Okay.
There are
You,
four of them.
you've 4 like statue worth of shards, or just 4 shards?
Uh, Four shards of what look like the shard of air that you found the first session.
Oh, that
The ones that make slides when you break them.
I'm going to take one, and I'm going to leave the rest. I'm gonna close up the box for her with the note inside it, and I'm just going to close up the shop for her. I'm gonna pocket the shards of air and go back uh, to Lilith.
All right, you go back to Lilith. And Clementine are kind of just sitting there
Yep.
next to Lilith. Would you guys like to bed down for the night, or is there anything else we would like to do?
Bed down.
Yeah, probably.
What would y'all like to do? Or just bed
Mm,
down?
Rest.
sleepy.
You,
Sleepy.
you do have enough food and water to do that, so yes. You bed down and, you take a slip. You wake up to the faint sound of music.
I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to see if I can recognize the music.
Uh, you feel like it's familiar from somewhere as you spy a very familiar green glow.
I do not remember the green glow. Care to explain?
Yeah.
Are you gonna look over to where it is?
Yeah.
You see a translucent dancing man. The dancing man from the first session that you danced with.
The dancing man. Giovanni's gonna
He's
go over and dance.
Yeah, you dance with him. He's here, he's dancing. You're dancing. Uh and then he kind of just slides into the wall and disappears.
I'm gonna see if I can like recognize where he's going.
What you do know is that the dancing man is like incorporeal, so he could probably go through really anything.
All right.
He kind of just no clipped. But you do know that he's going through what looks like the back wall of the sleeping area.
All right.
Are you gonna dig into the pillows there?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can remove the pillows.
You move pillows and like you're removing pillows, and then your arm, like your hand, goes through into open air.
Oh, I'm gonna
As
peek my head out.
you see, like you remove pillows, you see kind of you've discovered a room that looks like a very lavished bathroom. Like pillows give way to a very lavished tile bathroom. Uh, and then at the end of the bathroom, there's more pillows and then an exit, which the dancing man proceeds to just go through and disappear.
All right. I'm.
What you do know
Oh,
is it's weird that the dancing man is here because normally creatures can't enter the
yeah,
pillow
I'm
fort.
gonna try to continue following it.
You walk out through the exit and you're back in the bedtime land.
I'm gonna see if I can continue to follow it.
There's the band dancing man has disappeared.
Rather than I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, you go back through the entrance. You're back in. Let me actually roll what to see which entrance of the pillow fort you come through. Yeah, you come through the bathroom area. So yeah,
All
you're back
right.
in the bathroom area, which would have been nice to have a session ago when Clementine was covered in a lot of blood.
Oh.
Because this bathroom does have showers.
Um, I'm going to like kind of make a public announcement, like, yo, I found the bathroom.
Uh, the NPCs kind of huddle around it, and they're like one of them tests the sink, and it produces running water, and they're like, "Whoa, running water!"
Yay!
And then you hear, you can hear clearly Holly in the back, like kind of groan because she sells water. But yeah,
As
now y'all have running water and a bathroom.
can I like tell if Holly saw my note?
Holly definitely, from how Holly acts around you, Holly has definitely seen your note, and she seems to want to talk to you, but it seems to me to be more of a like this is a bad time type thing. This is probably a time to talk about it a bit later type thing.
Fair.
And she seems to regard you with a bit more respect than normal, though.
I'm gonna leave her alone for the moment, and I'm just, I don't know, going to try to guess. I'm just kind of thinking about like where the running man went.
The dancing man.
Yeah,
Happens to the guy.
Do you want to make a do you want to make a history check?
yeah, sure. Let's see.
Oh,
Hmm. That will be 18.
Okay. So you did meet the dancing man in the wastes, the part outside of the playground. The
Yeah, I
part
remember that.
Yeah, he's probably back in the wastes. Out of game. Uh, cause dancing man is a void creature.
I see. Silly, silly.
That he is the void creature of uh incorporealness.
All right.
So
So he's just a little goober.
the concept of being incorporeal. So, he's the weakest void creature.
He's just here to chill and be little goofy guy.
And for the listeners, y'all that don't to really make the listeners mad, y'all don't get to know what the void is. You might figure that out sometime in this podcast, maybe in a different campaign in this podcast. You don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if we ever bother to explain it, because I know what it is. I know Bryce and M know what it is.
Yep.
Most people know
Somewhat.
what it is. It's just a skill issue.
Mhm.
Yep. Anywho, uh yeah, no, the silly little guy dancing man has just, I guess, returned back to the wastes, and now you have running water.
Nice. I'm proud of that accomplishment.
Which, by the way, this now makes you remember that one other secret room that Max seems to be hiding from the rest of the people.
Yeah, I
Not very
didn't
well.
forget about that. I just wasn't sure how it's like if I should do anything.
Max has finished your bullets, though.
Ooh. I am gonna go back over and like I'm gonna go back over to
M-
like stall.
Max hands you your bullets. They are like they're not totally like as high quality as the ones in your gun, but they will work.
Spiciba Max. This will be very useful.
Yep. Yeah, no. They're not as high quality. There's a chance they can explode, but when you fire the gun, but that's just a small 1% chance that I will roll on a D100, and if it gets a 1, the gun will explode.
It's saddening.
Anywho, what would y'all like to do today?
Um, let's go back out. And there's not much to do here, so
M, are you gonna take that advice?
would you
Yeah, I'll
like
just
to
go
come,
out.
Clementine?
What's the advice or whatever?
Are you gonna go back out into bedtime land?
Also, just so you
Yeah.
know, izvini means sorry, and spasibo means thank you in Russian. I've been like incorporating that, so I wanted you to know.
Okay, yeah, no,
I'll
you
go
were
out.
confusing me a little bit.
I'll go out.
Yes,
I should. I'll go out.
spasibo is thank you, and izvini is sorry.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go out?
Da.
Yeah.
You head out into the bedtime land, and there is something that was not there before.
Investigation. Can I roll for investigation?
Yes.
Eh, 19.
19. There is a slide on the ceiling.
Clementine. Clementine.
What?
should we should we try to go into that?
Into what?
I'm gonna just like point up at just a slide on the ceiling.
Oh, how do we get up there?
Yeah, so this room is a very large room, and you do know there are floating pillow islands.
Oh,
We use
Which,
Cracker Jack to help us go from island to island until we can get into the
by the way, the only person who can fly is currently knocked out, still asleep on Yavane's back.
oh.
the
Which, by the way, a little bit heavy.
No, Yvonne's used to that. It's
Yeah,
Yvonne's used to it, yeah.
Yvonne is full on just carrying this like larger than her vampire goth
Yeah.
lady. Uh, so you're gonna try and make it go from island to island till you get there.
Yeah.
Dex checks, people.
Time to use the piss dice once more. Wait. Uh, 14.
19.
19 and 14. Uh, M.
Yeah?
Remember, you have to roll twice
Oh,
for
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Aw. A 10 for Clementine.
Clementine, like, like Clementine makes it, but is just like a little bit clumsy with it. So like Clementine face plants a couple of times, which I mean is
Oh,
fine. It's pillows,
yeah, like that.
but maybe one or two of the pillows from the island go floating off away from the pillows. Which, when they reach about 5 feet away from the actual pillow island, the pillows regain gravity and just drop to the floor.
All right.
And you are standing on a pillow island directly underneath the ceiling slide.
You wanna go first, or should what should we do?
Friend,
Should you go first? Duh. Yeah.
you feel the hammer kind of vibrate in your hand.
I'm gonna look down at it, see what it's doing.
Like it there's a little bit of the little strand of energy slowly flowing into the slide, and it vibrates again, kind of up.
I think the hammer wants to go into the slide, so I'll go first. You better
Um,
follow me.
okay.
All right. I kind of I jump up and use the hammer's momentum to help me get into the slide.
Jump
Still
up, and
making sure to
it doesn't take very much effort because like you're pretty close to the slide. Also, when you get like within the slide, there's that weird gravitational
pulls you.
pull. So you get pulled into the slide, and as you're sliding through, uh, you feel like the hammer seems to like you feel like static electricity go into your hand from the hammer. Uh, you feel like you can direct this, like using the hammer, you can direct the slide to back to where you've been before.
Oh, I know exactly what we could do. Um,
Or you can go to somewhere random.
or
Yeah.
you can
By the way, you haven't been to every area.
No, I can tell. I wanna go somewhere random. That good idea?
Yeah, sure. Now I got anything better to do.
So, are you gonna are Cracker Jack and Clementine gonna follow Yavane?
Yeah, they do. Go up the slide.
You jump into the slide. Okay,
Upward.
so you're going to a random place.
Yeah.
Uh, let me roll for that. Hmm. Oh damn.
Oh.
Uh, you exit the slide. This time you don't just wake up. You just exit a slide. And
Where?
you're in a kind of in it's quite a large room, but it's not like a mega huge room. Next to you there is you've come out of a slide. Next to that slide is another slide, and directly in front of you is a huge door.
Is this golden with various runes on it?
Yeah.
Okay. I know where we are.
Yeah,
Clementine, I think we found the exit. I feel like we should write down these runes. See if
do you
No,
want to
okay.
inspect said rooms?
yeah.
That's all right.
Uh there are a lot of different like hieroglyphics, but you do see a lot of eyes.
Hmm.
And
Are there little circles around all of them? As
uh
in you could like insert into it.
no, but there are four eyes in like on like child height, the eye symbols that are out of place and that you could do that with.
I think I know what we need to do to get out of here.
You need to
I'm
find
going.
coins that don't break.
Why can't we just put the coins that have broken back together?
Well, do you want to do that and try?
I want to try it. I'm gonna grab two of the halves that match, and I'm gonna try to put the coin back together. And I'm gonna try to put it into the slot.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Hmm.
You're getting the sense. So you do on closer inspection, these coins have a specific eye color.
Can I like recognize the eye color?
There's green, there's blue, there's yellow, and there's red. And they all glow.
All right.
Do you want to roll a history check or anything? Or
Yeah. Give me a sec. I'm rolling. Um, history is wisdom, right? Or oh,
yes.
intelligence. Intelligence. That'll be a 42.
These eyes that are on here look very familiar to the eyes of imaginaries.
What color are Lilith's eyes?
Red.
What color? What color are Cracker Jacks?
Cracker Jacks, Cracker Jacks, let me actually uh check real quick. They're kind of like a white, so not not Cracker Jacks. Not you do notice like on the red glowing thing, these don't look like Lilith's eyes at all.
They look like what?
The red eye like slot doesn't look like Lilith's, not at all.
All right.
This is more of a brighter red.
All right. Uh, what color were the nightmares of the flower nightmare?
The flower nightmare?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to roll to see if you can remember?
Yeah. Here. What would that be?
That is gonna be, I'm gonna say just intelligence.
That will be a 18.
They were a nice, beautiful, bright yellow.
Were they a color that matched?
Yes, there is a yellow slot on the door.
All right. Uh, a we're gonna go back to the pillow fort, and I need Holly's permission for something. That sound good? I am talking to Clementine and uh,
Mama?
go back to the pillow fort. No, no. I need
Yeah,
Holly's permission for something.
yeah, probably. They need your permission. I don't know if we should be doing it. Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, go back to the pillow fort. That good with you?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right. Let me
Mm.
lead because I figured out. I figured out how to navigate the slides. So I'm just gonna hop
You
back into the
y-
slide.
y'all step into the slide and you feel like you could go back to places you've been. You could just go back to the door.
Yeah,
You
I'm
do
gonna go back to the door of the pillow fort.
you y'all are sliding and suddenly you just thump onto the large island that you were on before. The no waking up in environments.
All right. I'm going to just hop down the islands and go back the way we came.
So the floor is actually made of pillows, so you could probably just drop.
Yeah, fair. So I'm gonna get down. Gonna start walking back the way we came.
You walk back the way you came. You're at the entrance of the pillow fort.
Great. I'm gonna check that Clementine is still with me. All
Clementine,
right.
are you still with are you still with friend?
Yeah, I'd assume so, yeah.
Then
Alright.
yeah, let's just head in.
You head
Good
in.
idea.
Holly is sitting behind her counter as usual, as well as all the NPCs, save for Max and Miche, who have left.
I'm going to go over to Holly.
Ollie looks at you as like, so you said you know where my imaginary is?
I do.
I recently just managed to get back to the pillow fort. Would you show me? Well,
Would you like me to show you your friend?
please, I recently managed to make my way back to the bedtime land.
All right. Do you have any way to summon a slide?
Oh no, I'm at bedtime land right now.
Wait, what?
So while you were gone or asleep, Holly made her way back to bedtime land.
Oh, so we're still in bedtime land.
So you know how when you enter the pillow fort, if you exit it, you're back in the place that you entered it from.
Yeah.
So Holly went from wherever she was through probably several slides to get back to bedtime land.
So I so
So
if we
yeah, she
leave, we'll be at the same exit.
yes,
All right. Do you have any way to summon the slide?
a slide.
Yes, it's much easier for me to traverse through slides than try to memorize my way around here.
Well, all right. By the way, what is your intentions here? Because the imaginary Holly's imaginary, from what you remember, is like is
Perfect for it.
well, no, Holly's imaginary is in bedtime land.
I want to show Holly her imaginary, and then I want to ask permission to take one of its eyes.
Ah,
Or,
uh,
like, see if I could
uh,
find one of its eye coins or something, like
so Holly, like confused, takes out one of the glass shards and smashes it on the floor, and a temporary slide appears. Which, by the
thank
way,
you.
M,
Yeah.
you have just witnessed this slide spawn in the middle of the pillow
What?
fort.
What?
Yeah, no, it's very clear that Clementine is very confused. All right,
I'm just gonna say, "Clementine, do you want to come see a nightmare?"
What? Why would I want to see that?
Ollie's like, wait, what?
I don't think I should. Just like, um,
Alright, then if you stay here, we'll be back in a bit.
Uh,
okay.
do you just like hop in this slide?
Yeah, I'm just
Hmm.
gonna hop in, I'm gonna assume that Holly
Yeah,
follows me, and I'm
Holly
gonna
follows. Holly is very confused, but she is trusting you.
yeah, I'm gonna start using my hammer to direct the way back to the room across from the glass
Uh,
figures.
you roll me a wisdom check.
Alright. Wisdom plus 2, that would be a 19.
You exit the slide. You're back in the cage room.
I'm just gonna let Holly see.
Holly looks at this flower creature that immediately tries to go to the edge of the cage, and it's grabbing and snarling. And Holly kind of like she's her tears kind of swell up in her eyes, and she starts crying.
I was wondering if
As
there's
uh,
any
make me a perception check.
alright. 19.
Uh, you can see in the back of this thing's like head split open throat is like welded to the nightmare flesh is a coin that has a glowing yellow iris.
Alright. Holly,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yeah. I'm not sure what I would be able to do for her, though.
I was wondering, you see that eye in the back of her throat?
Yes?
You remember the escape doors, right?
Yeah?
That eye coin on the back of her throat matches perfectly to one of the inserts in the door.
We that might be our way out, but how are we gonna get it out of her throat?
We need to fight her. Or somehow, like, put her to sleep or something, but we need to temporarily immobilize her, and I both wanted your permission and to know if you had anything that could do that.
Holly rummages around in her bag and she pulls out a needle full of a like kind of clear yellowish substance.
What is this?
That's sedative.
Do you think it'd be enough?
Hopefully.
How do would you be able to do you know how to distract? Are you good at fighting?
No, but I might be able to if she if she made that picture, she might remember me enough where I can distract her.
I think she did make it. She accidentally threw it at me the last time I was here, so
Hopefully I can distract her. As she is saying this, you hear the sound of metal tearing.
good luck distracting her.
As yeah, no, you notice that the cage bars have been weakened since last time, and
Oh.
she rips the cage open. Roll me initiative, Yavane.
Alright.
Clementine and Crackerjack, roll me for how much chill time you have and how chill you are.
Okay, one sec. Yeah, my dice. Sitting in my comfy chair because I'm tired. 8.
Uh, hold on. Let me roll the DC on how much chill you have. I rolled a 1 on that DC, so you chill. You're chilling.
Crazy.
You and Cracker, both Clementine and Crackerjack get a +1 on their next roll.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
um,
Featuring.
I'll have a 21.
Uh, so 21 for initiative.
Yep.
All right. Holly rolled 16, and the flower imaginary named Petal rolled a 3. So it's you, Holly, and then the flower imaginary. By the way, you can hold an action if you would like.
Okay, I'm going to I'm gonna get Holly out of the way because I know that, Petal will probably be going for whoever is closest until she's able to recognize
All
Ollie.
right, you
So
get Holly out of the way. Holly, uh, I'm gonna say Holly is kind of surprised by this, so she takes her action kind of just moving with you as Petal, like basically, let's see what Petal does. Petal rockets into the door and like cracks it a bit.
the door with the glass people?
Yes.
Yo, Holly, we're gonna want to inject her soon. We do not want that door to
Yeah.
open. That would become a whole new problem.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
know?
probably the thing that we need to do. Back to top of initiative. Are you gonna try and stealth?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stealth over, with the needle, and I'm gonna see if I can inject.
All right, roll
Um,
me dex for stealth.
that dexterity would be that would be a 18.
18.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you are stealthing that stealth. You made your way like behind Petal as Petal turns to Holly. It's clear that Petal is in kind of a defensive mode. You can actually see thorns all over Petal's body. You don't think you could get at Petal quite just yet. Holly's gonna try and get Petal to recognize her.
All right.
Uh, all right, that's charisma. Let me roll Petal's. Oh, uh, Holly rolled a 16 on her charisma. Petal rolled a 15.
Mm.
So one under. So Holly is beginning to talk to Petal, and Petal like rushes at Holly and then stops an inch away and like Petal puts her claw down and begins like kind of tilting her head, inspecting Polly. Uh, you can tell the Petal is confused, but
I'm going to. Oh, I'm gonna try to find a soft spot, and I'm gonna try to inject her.
as Petal actually you notice as Petal is inspecting Holly, the thorns kind of disappear.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a soft spot.
You find a soft spot. It's kind of like on the back of the leg.
Yep, I'm gonna inject.
You roll me to hit.
That will be a 19 plus. I don't know, 19.
You hit.
All right.
You inject, and let me roll Petal's con save, and at disadvantage because this is some really strong stuff. Okay, yeah, Petal failed. Petal got a natural one. Which, by the way, so this stuff is actually like really, really strong, like probably some illegal type stuff in the real world
All
as
right.
Petal sways and then crumples to the floor asleep.
Are you ready to try to get it out?
Holly's like, I know she's my imaginary, but I'm not putting my hand down her throat.
Then, do you want to go away for a moment? Well,
I,
I
I,
do
I
this.
can I can watch. I just rather not get my arm bitten off.
That's fair. That's reasonable. Although she should be unconscious.
Should be, but I'm not sure how for how long.
Then let's
Uh,
do this quickly.
yeah. Are you gonna reach down the throat, or you? By the way, you hear a squeak as Katya is volunteering.
Catch it, no.
Katya is sad squeak.
I just rolled a nat 20, so
So you very expertly. You don't even need the Dex modifier.
no, I just rolled
Like
like a nat
very
20.
expertly, you get a hold of this coin, and it's kind of like fused to the back of the throat. So are you gonna try and rip it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cut it out. Like I have a small knife, so I'm gonna try to cut it out.
Roll your damage.
Uh,
Though, if you don't get high enough on damage to cut this thing out, you will wake up Petal, and having your arm stuck down a nightmare's throat is probably not the greatest situation to be in.
I got a 12.
There's a slice, and the coin comes free. And then there is uh Petal seems to screech and then bites down on your arm.
I'm going to. I'm good.
You
Can I roll to see if I pull my arm out in time?
roll me a dex check with disadvantage.
All right. 13 and 18.
That's
So
a
that would be
fail.
13?
Yeah.
Alright.
You take 12 piercing damage.
Alright. I'm still gonna try to
As
pull out my arm.
suddenly, uh, the bite softens and you're able to take your arm out. Like
Alright,
as Petal seems the mouth seems to close up and fuse together as Petal is more of like a shadowy figure now, and then a crack forms that a glowing light seems to shine through,
mm,
and then another one, and then another one. And suddenly, chunks of this shadowy stuff is falling away, and out comes a fully imaginary Petal.
I think I got your friend back.
Petal and Hollyhug.
So
And that's where I'm going to end our session.
I'm not mad at ending it.
I find it funny that there's this emotional moment, and then we cut back to Clementine and Cracker Jack, and they're just like playing cards.
Yeah, they're playing like Uno or something.
M.
Yeah.
Clementine gets +1 on all Uno games.
Yay, Uno! Why is this?
Because Clementine and Cracker Jack canonically played Uno. Have played Uno. Are playing
Oh
Uno now.
yeah. Oh yeah.